Meanwhile, the leaders of Britain and Israel met in London today to commemorate the centenary of the Balfour Declaration, which paved the way for the creation of Israel. The meeting between British Prime Minister Theresa May and Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu will be followed by a dinner hosted by descendants of Arthur Balfour. Some Arab lawmakers in the Israeli parliament said that they would boycott the celebrations, and protests are planned across several days in London by organizations pledging solidarity with the Palestinians. Earlier this week, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas used an article in Britain's Guardian newspaper to reiterate calls for the British government to acknowledge the declaration as a mistake. The recipient of his declaration, a Jewish community leader Walter Rothschild, is also expected at the dinner. Coming back home, calls are mounting for the arrest of farmers who hoisted the old apartheid flag during so-called Black Monday protests this week. Defence Minister Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula has warned the protesters that their action amounted to sedition and has the potential to spark genocide.
The hoisting of the apartheid flag during the protests against farm matters across the country and the use of racist language by those participating has sparked a backlash, not least by the Minister of Defence, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula.
The banning of the flag is what incensed me more than anything else. My view is that here you have people who are inciting racial divisions. Here are people who have no clue of what a war can do in a country.
She warned that protests of this nature could spark civil unrest, saying those involved must be brought to book.
I think that people should be locked up. For me, it's an act of the polarized society.
Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa also condemned the incident. Addressing Parliament, he criticized the protesters, focusing on farm matters with little consideration of the continuing deaths and evictions of farm workers.
If they did anything, they actually just damaged their own case, because by hoisting the old South African flag, they clearly demonstrated to all and sundry in our country that they still hanker for the old days of apartheid, and they are still trapped by the racist past that we thought that we have moved away from.
Meanwhile, EFF leader also weighed in on the farmers' protest.
Let them announce the day they are coming back to Tshwane. Let us meet them toe to toe. Let us teach them who owns South Africa. We cannot be harassed in our own country during apartheid and be harassed in our own country during a democratic dispensation.
Unlike Germany, where the hoisting of the old Nazi flag is criminalized, South Africa's constitution did not enact any law against parading of the old apartheid flag. Montlengeni Dipoko, SABC News, Johannesburg.